What's happening, my creatures of the night? Good to see each and every one of you again. Weather today was absolutely beautiful, but it's scorching hot. So, yeah. So, anyways, Sleep put out a new album on 4/20 of this year. Talk about a perfect day to put out a stoner metal album. And man, have I had the chance to listen to this one. I've been a little late on this one because I've listened to it quite a few times before I could come up with some kind of review for it. And this is just one of those albums that you just got to sit back and let the waves take you on. You know, for those of you who don't know Sleep, by the way, they are a doom metal trio that originated in San Jose, California, and are probably one of the most respected and best doom metal bands out there. They've made awesome albums such as Dope Smoker and Holy Mountain, two albums which I would love to talk about in the future, but I guess I'll start with this one. As I open the gate, you will step into this world. And in this world, we start with the intro track, The Sciences, which is the name of the album, by the way, The Sciences. Which isn't, it's a short little intro. It's got some interesting sludgy effects with the guitar. Like I said, quite the interesting introduction for an album. It segues into this really nice ambience, which is just immediately cut off. And then we get into the first, actual song of the album, Marijuana Theme. The intro kicks, the intro of this song kicks right into some good, sludgy, gritty guitar work. I love it. The song is so heavy and sludgy that it can take you into the dark caverns of the eternal pits of darkness, but at the same time, there's this trippy psychedelic aura that lingers and surrounds that darkness and takes you back up into a euphoria of drugs, space, and happiness. The song is the perfect combination of both darkness and light. Obviously, the song's about weed or experiences linked to getting high, judging by the lyrics, but it's a great song. It's one of my favorite tracks on the album, for sure. It had me very excited to hear the rest of the album. When I heard the song, I closed my eyes and I let those sludgy, bluesy guitar riffs take me into my own space in the ascended planes to escape this wretched reality. I simply felt like I was fucking floating, man. The album, while it is very doomy, it's can be pretty progressive at times too. And that's really shown in the second song, Sonic Titan. The guitar work it's kind of at a doomy, slower pace, while remaining dark and sludgy, but the riffs along with the drumming, it's constantly changing. And at the times of change, you feel almost as if it's like you've entered the abyss and you thought you've reached the bottom and you've gotten used to it. You've gotten used to what it's like and the flow, and it's like the repetition of the guitar riff. You get used to it. And just when you get comfortable and you decide to take a step, the riff changes and you just drop into something even darker and far more cynical. And you fall further and further into the darkest depths of the abyss. It's this feeling of just simply dropping when you thought you couldn't have dropped any lower into these pits. I fucking love it, because I have a fascination with darkness. This song is progressive doom metal at its absolute finest. It's slow and methodical, but it's constantly changing and progressing on and on through the darkness. It almost has a Sabbath kind of vibe, especially about 5.5 minutes into the song, right before the vocals kick in, and holy shit, those vocals fit everything fucking beautifully. The darkness of the darkness this song can bring to your soul. Holy shit, man. This song is fucking awesome. Sleep definitely delivers 100%, 110% godlike greatness. And then we get into an even longer song entitled Antarctican's Thawed. This song, I just felt it kind of lift me off the ground and put me in a whole new planet of strange beings and creatures. To be exact, when I closed my eyes and listened to it, I first felt like I was coming out of some random cave on planet Namek. Once again, you got the doomy, sludgy guitar work, slower drums. It's not as progressive as the previous track, but it still progresses. It just progresses at a slower rate, though. It's not constantly changing. It picks up a bit of speed, and you hear some wicked drum fills through the progression. The vocals tend to shine on this song, though, which is why it doesn't progress so much. The song I feel is a tad too long, but it doesn't really take away from it being a good song. The guitar solo was alright. I mean, I wasn't big on this track, but it did have its awesome moments. With this album, I didn't want to skip a single song or moment on this, like throughout the whole story. It went heavy at times, and there were moments where things really just smoothed out and calmed down, like in the song Geezer Butler, which starts off with a very smooth, bumping bass line as the clean, phasey guitars blend in to take you to a whole new dimensional euphoria of curiosity, pain, nostalgia, and at times joy. You really cherish and savor this experience that you're having outside of reality, and you hold on to it and continue to ride the wave without questioning where you're even going. Obviously, the song is very bass oriented, given the name of the song. For the very few people who don't know, Geezer Butler is the bassist for Black Sabbath, and in my respected and rightful opinion, one of the bass gods of heavy metal. The reverberated bass at the beginning has this strange ambience to it. I love it. It's super smooth. It's also like the song overall has beautiful guitar work all throughout the entire track. It's almost mystical. It's like you're trekking through the mysterious sands of what is known as the Sahara Desert with the one you love, but the heavy guitars kick in and you're suddenly lifted from the sands and you ascend to this vast limbo of obscurity as you gaze at your loved one's eyes and realize that you are the king and queen of these forbidden lands. As the song progresses, you begin to realize that all of these visions are projections or events that are taking place either in a crystal ball or like a bong or something. But you allow yourself to just ascend and meet the ascended masters who rose you from the ground, and you realize the ascended master is, well, marijuana, which is also your gateway to flying into freedom. That was at least my take on the song. This next to the first track is one of my favorite songs on this album. It's majestically beautiful, and it just makes me want to open my fucking wings and fly. We then get on into the final song of this drug-induced, psychedelic, dark, euphoric, spiritual vision quest that is this album, The Botanist. In this song, you begin to realize that this journey is coming to an end, and you lay in this escape pod soaring through space, taking you back to the earth, back to your everyday reality, as the emotional acoustic guitar displays the feeling of coming to an end of this epic fucking journey. You're saying goodbye to all the creatures and the ghouls that you may have met. You are looking in the rear view at everything you saw and experienced, as you then look ahead and see yourself entering your reality as you get closer to Earth. And then, you get emotional, the tears starts to shed, you're getting closer and closer, you're cherishing the memories of this epic journey, and your pod hits the Earth. And then you open your eyes and find yourself in bed and realize that it's time to wake up and get back to routine. However, at about 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the song, you look out your window and you realize that you are not back home just yet. Although you feel like you're in a whole new dimension that you have never experienced before, but in reality, you are right back where you started. You feel a little trapped, almost like there's no way of ever looking at reality the same. Your perception of what you thought was reality has now changed, and you will never look at life the same. And that's how I felt about this album. I fucking loved this album. It took me to a whole new world and allowed me to escape reality. I strongly recommend this album to each and every one of you, and is probably going to be one of the best metal albums I've heard in 2018 so far. Thanks for watching. Rock the fuck on.